Bonjour Pinterest pretties! In today's video, I want to talk about how white women are beautiful.
If you need help understanding the controversy behind the American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney collaboration, I got you. In order to understand what makes it controversial, we need to understand what makes Sydney Sweeney's jeans so great. Is it that they're blue? Or is it that these American popularized style of pants are being worn by a white woman with blonde hair, blue eyes, as she is being considered a sex symbol and sexualized all throughout the commercials? Very subtly, the homophone of Jean and Jean, the advertisement phrasing and spokesperson placement hint to a practice, a scientific movement started by Sir Francis Galton called eugenics. Eugenics was not just practiced by 1930s Germany, but it was also a U.S. standard from 1907 to 1979, in which we wanted ideal candidates to have babies opposed to those that were considered unfit for reproduction, such as immigrants, people of color, and people with disabilities. But please keep in mind the current political landscape of the United States, where the presidential administration is trying to return back to a time where America wasn't diverse, and that those that are reproducing are what eugenics would consider fit for reproduction to improve society. And unfortunately, Sydney Sweeney's type fit the bill. You don't have to go as far back as 1930s Germany to see how eugenics plays a role in its advertisement. You really just need to be aware of how this is in America's genes too.
I will not be falling for the propaganda that a beautiful blue-eyed white blonde woman simply existing and getting the bag is racist. You guys call everything racist if you're not picked, if you're unattractive, if you're obese, if men choose to look over you. Because deep down, the only reason that a lot of you guys are outraged is because you're realizing that you are not the preference. Guess what? You don't have to be everyone's preference. At least that is what you guys preach all over the internet until someone actually doesn't prefer you. Then you go screaming racism because deep down you care about a man's opinion. But we won't talk about that. Oh, I know I'm going to get canceled for that. Yes, I do hear the argument of people saying that the ad is promoting eugenics, which I do not believe. Because yes, Sydney Sweeney has good genes. I think blonde hair is a good gene. Blue eyes is a good gene. Just like any other gene. That is healthy, of course. Nobody is forcing any other race to die out. Nobody is saying, oh, if you're not white with blonde hair and blue eyes, you need to die. And if they are, obviously that will be an issue. But is that happening? No, it's not. And I am talking about in the ad. I already know I'm going to have idiots in my comments saying, oh, well, the KKK. I'm not talking about that. It's a KKK in the ad. No. I don't see any white capes around. I don't see any burning stakes around. I don't see blackface around. And this is coming from a mixed black and Indian person, by the way. I do have white in me, but I am not white passing. This ad is not promoting forced sterilization, which comes with eugenics, by the way. Oh, might I add, also, this ad is not promoting marriage restrictions based off of race. They're also not promoting mass murder. So tell me how them uplifting a white woman is eugenics again? It's not. Just because the attention isn't on someone who is a person of color does not mean that all of a sudden it is eugenics, it is racism. It's not. You guys did the same thing when certain people were telling lower class individuals who did not have money to sustain a family that they shouldn't have kids. You guys were saying, oh, this is eugenics, it's eugenics. No, it is common sense. People who do not have the funds and resources to take care of children should not be having children, bringing children into a struggle environment. It is rude, it is cruel, it is selfish. But someone stating that opinion does not make it eugenics. I've seen so many videos of jealous people making fun of Sydney Sweeney for having quote-unquote bad genes, which she doesn't. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, well, she's inbred. Look, she has blue eyes. Oh, she's dumb. Oh, she sexualizes herself. Oh, she's bad built. Since you guys want to be rude and throw out insults, let's talk about real good and bad genes. Guess what? Sydney Sweeney was valedictorian at her high school. which means that she is pretty smart. And to be smart, that means you have to have a pretty healthy brain. And to have a healthy brain, you need good genes. She also isn't overweight like majority of black women. Yes, I'm going to clock your tea. Being overweight is bad. And that y'all love to say, oh, it's in our genes, it's in our genes. Okay, then you have bad genes. I'm not overweight and I mix with black, so I can say this. Something is wrong with you guys. I do not think black people genetically are overweight. I think that something's wrong with some of y'all brains. You have a messed up dopamine system or something that causes you to eat. You do not practice self-control. I would say that that is a bad gene, right? Like, what are we talking about? You guys cannot go out hurling insults and making fun of women and then turn around and get mad when you are living like a troll and you look like a troll. Again, oh my gosh, I know this is not all black women. For example, Naomi Campbell, beautiful, slender black woman. Another example was Jessica White, who was a beautiful, slender black woman who was a Victoria's Secret supermodel. We also have Megan Good. And I know you guys are going to like to type in your comments, oh, some of these women are mixed. Yes, some of them are mixed, but they look black. So, yes, I'm going to say a black woman. Thank you. Also, I would like to say there is nothing wrong if a white person wants to be with a white person. I know that is so crazy coming from a mixed person, but yes. Just like I hear a lot of black people say, oh, black people should just be with black people. Mixed people should just be with mixed people. All of these things. No one is forcing this belief on you, though, because we all have free will. But let's not demonize others for them having a preference to their own kind. Because again, I feel like someone having a preference for their own kind comes from them seeing the beauty, the love, the greatness in their race. And I feel like everybody should feel that way about themselves and their genetics. Again, as long as it is not unlawful or harming another person because of their personal beliefs. I have friends and associates of different races, and I've heard a couple of them, whether they're white, black, Indian, East Asian, say, oh, I could never date another race. Like, I would want to stay with myself. I never took personal offense to that because it's not personal. And I'm not in a romantic relationship with these people. That's how I know it all comes down, again, to preference of a man. Why do you want to be the preference of a man who does not prefer you? It is not that deep. Go find someone who finds you attractive. Unless you're unattractive and there's nobody looking for you. Psst, bummer. And I'm so glad that we are bringing back sexy women in ads. Like, you remember those ads where they would have a sexy woman biting into the burger and that would make like everybody want to go in and buy the burger? Yes, attractive people attract. You're bringing in more money. This kind of reminds me of the dilemma with Victoria's Secret and how everybody stopped watching them once they stopped bringing in hot, glamorous women.
Victoria's Secret ditching its hot girls because they wanted a new feminist makeover. Well, they decided when everything had to become ugly in America, when being hot and being pretty and being normal was considered something immoral, that they were going to feminize everything, and everything feminist touch becomes
I stopped
ugly.
watching when they started bringing obese women. I do not want to see anybody's sloppy hamburger helper looking self on a runway. I'm sorry, it does not get me motivated to go to the gym. I remember when I was scrolling on Victoria's Secret's website and I was going to order myself some things and I saw the most hideous model and I decided not to buy the set. Literally. I mean, I know it will look great on me, but it just like put me in a bad mood. Is everyone trying to be inclusive? No, not everyone is average. Bring back people who are not average so you guys will get off your fucking asses and put in some work. No one works for themselves anymore because you think everything should be handed to you. No. That's why everyone's lazy nowadays. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just now thinking about how all of this is connected to so many other things. But anyways, I'm just in shock that there's really a war on people being attractive. I've seen arguments of people being upset that people are attracted to Sydney Sweeney, therefore they want to reproduce with her. Duh. Is that not like biology? I'm confused. Do people not go after the most attractive, aka the healthiest mates? Since when has that been a bad thing? You guys love to say everything is bad and go against biology. I'm just in shock. I also see videos of people making fun of her dumb blonde moments or people making fun of her like bimbo voice, and I feel like that's another sign of jealousy. She has a cute voice. It's attractive. What about it? And again, she was valedictorian. God forbid she has a couple ditzy moments.
The biggest misconception about me is that I am a dumb blonde with big tits. I'm naturally a brunette.
Just look at how she turned a negative stereotype into something positive. She has a fun, quirky, cutesy personality. Something a lot of you guys don't do because you stay depressed, mad, and stressed. Okay, just look at her. Who wouldn't want to be around her? She's constantly joking. And I don't know, I feel like the reason I'm defending her so hard is because obviously my name is Ditzy Brats on YouTube. I have been called ditzy and an airhead a lot of my life just because I'm hot and I have like a super bubbly personality. And sometimes, I do have dumb moments and I forget little things. But I've actually done pretty good in school. I was accepted into college, into the STEM program. Like, obviously, I have a noggin that works up there. But because, I'm perceived as, a hot, cute little thing with a fun personality and a cute voice, people tend to believe that, I'm stupid and I only focus on the wrong ass sets, if you get what I'm saying. And yeah, I see the same thing happening with Sydney Sweeney. She has a banking body, so she gets roles based on her banking body, and she's making money off of it. She's not dumb for that. She's actually very smart, and she has way more money in the bank account than a lot of you guys will ever have. She's not dumb because she's choosing to not, major in neuroscience. Heaven forbid a girl wants to live her life and not be a neuroscientist. That's another issue that I usually have with feminism. You guys love feminism until they go against something that you don't deem as important. I've seen people on TikTok again making fun of the fact that she did not finish college. Making fun of the fact that her major was in business. Saying things like, oh, she wasn't smart enough to be a nurse. Oh, she wasn't smart enough to be a doctor. Shut up. Most of you guys didn't even go to college. And if you did, you're in debt over something that you're not even passionate about. And you probably won't even get the job in the field because the job market, I've seen how it looks. It is oversaturated and a lot of you guys are going to Walmart and Target because you can't get hired anywhere. Ooh, sorry y'all. I had to get some water because my voice was getting hoarse. Let this be a reminder to drink some water because dehydration is not hot. Another thing I would like to talk about is people are saying, oh, she's worthless, she didn't bring any value to the company, which isn't true because last time I checked, American Eagle stock went up after the ad, which means she's probably having a positive effect on the company. I'm just so over and done with cancel culture. Just let everybody be hot and sexy and smart in their own ways. Also, I know I touched on this earlier in the video, but I would like to say that do not think you can police people if you do not have all of your stuff together. I see a lot of people generalizing all white people, saying they're all evil, corrupt, racist, bigots, all of these things, yet your community is going and looting innocent people's businesses and stores who had nothing to do with police brutality. Oh, now I messed up. I already know I'm going to get some comments saying, oh, you're generalizing. Not all of us loot the stores, but you're generalizing all white people. Then, the people who like to generalize white people tend to have a blonde straight wig on their head.
Hey guys, so guess what? Colored Contacts sent me another pair of their lovely lashes, and I'm so excited! So we have the sky blue contact lenses, and I'm going to try them on and I'll be right back. Now hold on. And as always, feel so comfortable. Absolutely love them. This color is everything. Guys, go on over to Colored Contacts and get you a pair. I absolutely love Colored Contacts.
That screams self-hatred. That screams that you want some of their good genes because you're pedestalizing their genes. That's why you're wearing them. I don't know. I personally like my own genes, so I don't feel the need to, slap on a blonde wig, bleach my skin, and wear blue contacts to feel pretty. Anybody who does any of those things are unattractive, and they consider themselves unattractive, and they consider another race more attractive than them. That says a lot more about you than it does anybody else. And I feel like this is where the whole representation conversation comes into play. You guys love to say, oh, I want to be represented good. Then you proceed to go outside looking like hooligans, acting like hooligans, and talking like hooligans, walking down the grocery aisle in bonnets.
Hey.
Doing well, how about you?
Good, my name.
Ghetto and ratchet, outside with a bonnet on. Hair must not be done.
Ghetto, ratchet, maybe? Or my hair done? You ain't supposed to.
By the way, this has happened to me when I was walking in a store. I was walking through Publix and I saw this big obese black woman in a bonnet and I already knew she was going to be an issue. Then she had her kid walking next to her and I remember this guy, he walked past her. She was taking up the whole aisle and she didn't seem to care if other people wanted to walk past her. So when the guy walked by, she was like, oh, bitches don't want to say excuse me? Who would want to represent that? Then you want to turn around, act like the victim, and blame everything on racism. If you want good representation, you need to be good representation. Be a stellar example for people to follow after, like Candace Owens. And again, I know this is not all black women. I know very classy black women. I'm just speaking on the majority that I do see. A majority of you guys do not take care of yourselves. Statistically speaking as well. I know people are going to be like, oh, she has no proof. Do the research yourself. Search up the statistics yourself. Okay? Look at the obesity rates yourself. I'm not going to sit here and baby you. You're not my baby and I'm no one's mother yet. You guys can never be my kids. Actually, you're too dumb. Okay guys, well this is the end of my video and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Au revoir.